Joined now by Principal Deputy White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders, who is coming to us live from the White House. So, Sarah, you're hearing all kinds of explanations from different sides tonight for the firing of James Comey. Sum it up for us. Why was he fired today?
Look, I think it's real simple. Director Comey had lost the confidence of the rank and file within the FBI. He'd certainly, I think, lost the confidence from members of both sides, Republicans and Democrats in the House and the Senate. And frankly, most importantly, Tucker, he'd lost the confidence of the American people. This was a guy who was being questioned day after day after day whether or not he was capable of leading the FBI. I think we saw, based on his testimony last week, he no longer was. And the president was presented with a pretty clear and direct and very strong recommendation by the Deputy Attorney General, who a lot of people probably don't know, but the FBI director actually reports to the Deputy Attorney General. That deputy made the recommendation. The president made a swift and decisive action and let Director Comey go.
Swift and decisive is an understatement. Apparently, is it true that the then FBI director had no idea he was being canned and learned about it from the television screens in the room? And if so, why do it that way?
Look, I believe he was notified. I know that a letter was hand-delivered to the FBI, as well as electronic communications were sent notifying him of his dismissal. But look, I think when you make a decision like that, frankly, Tucker, why sit on it? If you know somebody is incapable of doing a job, particularly one as important as leading the FBI, they don't have the confidence of the people that they need to report to, and they have, frankly, politicized the role, then it's time for them to go, and there's no reason to sit on it.
So I'm a little confused by the rationale. It seems to revolve around his handling of the investigation into Hillary Clinton's emails. Now, on Twitter recently, the president appeared to accuse the FBI director of giving her a pass, giving Hillary Clinton a pass, or covering up for her. But then the rationale you're hearing now is the White House believes that in some ways he hurt Hillary Clinton with this announcement about the investigation into her email. So which is it, or both?
Look, I think it's a series of missteps. I think, again, it goes to Director Comey's ability to carry out the duties of his office, and he frankly wasn't anymore. That was recognized by his superior, the person that he reports to, the Deputy Attorney General, who is somebody who has been universally praised. I mean, we had Representative Cummings just last week talking about what a stand-up guy the Deputy Attorney General is. You have somebody with this type of reputation, with praise from across the board, who was confirmed 96-4, then frankly, when the president gets a recommendation from somebody like that that is so well respected, he has no choice but to listen to him and to make a swift and decisive action, which we saw take place today.
So a lot of the analysis concerns the Russia investigation. How will the firing of Comey affect that?
I don't think it affects it at all in any capacity whatsoever. You've still got the same people that would be carrying out that, whether it's through the Department of Justice. That process continues both, I believe, in the House and Senate committees, and I don't see any change or disruption there. But I think the bigger point on that is, my gosh, Tucker, when are they going to let that go? It's been going on for nearly a year. Frankly, it's kind of getting absurd. There's nothing there. We've heard that time and time again. We heard it in the testimonies earlier this week. We've heard it for the last 11 months. There is no there. It's time to move on, and frankly, it's time to focus on the things that the American people care about. They're not worried about this false narrative that the media continues to want to drive. They want to know about the economy. They want to know about education. They want to talk about national security.
Right.
That's what our administration's trying to focus on, and that's frankly, I think, what the rest of the country is ready for the media to start focusing on as well.
Catherine Harris just reported that this has been under consideration for at least a couple of weeks since the end of April. So there's clearly been time to think through who will replace Director Comey. What's the time frame for announcing a replacement? Kind of a significant job.
I'll certainly not step on anything at this point. Look, I know the president wants to make sure that he puts the right person in that position. He wants to make sure that whoever it is has the respect of the rank and file within the FBI, and that, frankly, is somebody that's not political. I think we have to find somebody who can restore credibility back to this department. That certainly wasn't Director Comey. Again, that's one of the reasons that he can no longer serve in that role, and I think that he'll be looking for somebody who who can step in and, frankly, I think bring credibility back to the FBI that it's struggled with under Director Comey's leadership. Look, I think one of the big things, Tucker, here, you've got guys like Schumer out there criticizing. I'm sure that many other Democrats will follow suit. One of the things that I find so interesting is if Hillary Clinton had won, which thank God she didn't, but if she had, Director Comey would have been fired immediately, and these same Democrats that are criticizing the president's decision today would be dancing in the streets. Let's focus on that. Let's go back and look at Senator Schumer's comments
well, I think that's a fair
election.
point, and I would be celebrating it, too, if she fired him. I don't think he was a good FBI director. So Sean Spicer today, as you just heard, you I think probably in the room, was asked whether the president supported Director Comey and gave a kind of imprecise answer. Did he know at that point that Comey was on his way out?
Look, I'm not aware of exactly the timeline of when Sean was read into this, but I think...
So when was the decision made, would you say?
I know it was made at some point today. I don't, again, have the exact time, the line by line of when that took place. I know that, again, the Deputy Attorney General made that recommendation, and also to the Attorney General, who quickly forwarded that on to the President. And pretty quickly after, I believe, receiving that recommendation, the President made the decision to let Director Comey go.
Pretty quickly. Sarah Huckabee Sanders, thanks a lot, Sarah.
Thanks so much, Tucker.